Hello and welcome everybody. It is 10:30 on Sunday night and it is time for some more Untold Chronicles. This time it is Untold Chronicles Shadowless. Looking forward to this session. Let us check. There we go. Everything seems to be working. It's good. Hopefully everybody in chat can hear me nicely. As usual, I say this every night. Firstly, thank yous and welcomes. Welcome, chat, and thank you, chat, for joining us. Really appreciate you, and know that UK time is 10:30 on a Sunday. And those of you who are lucky, you've got a lie-in tomorrow though, because it is a bank holiday Monday. Thank you very much. Music to my ears for your subscription, Brooks. Really appreciate that. I won't go into the details of the extra bonuses you get for subscribing because you very well know. But thank you very much for that sub. So yeah, welcome chat. Whether you are watching live now, which we which we hope people do because you can actually interact with the channel and it's good to sort of get your feedback and see you enjoying and watching along with us. But we don't forget those of you who are watching from the future, you people on YouTube and on video on demand, welcome, and I hope you enjoy this session as well. Next to thank is Hero Forge. If you kind of can see our beautiful layout of those miniatures that we've got here, they have been designed by using Hero Forge website, and Hero Forge is absolutely fantastic. Many of the character images are designed using Hero Forge, a wonderful way to create your own custom miniatures and get them 3D printed. You can find them at www.heroforge.com. Please note that anything mentioned on the stream may not represent the view or beliefs of Hero Forge, a Sky Castle Studios LLC product. And I say it every time, I genuinely mean it. If you head out across to Hero Forge, if you haven't already, you can customize your miniatures to the nth degree, and it's kind of inspirational as well in terms of character design and that little bit of equipment here. I know that Pete last night got an item in game, just a beautiful bangle or bracelet, and went straight back to Hero Forge website and adapted the miniature to be wearing that, and that's how cool it is. Last but not least, hello and welcome to all of our players, without which we wouldn't have a game. So thank you very much, and let us, without further ado, introduce them. So starting from left and across to right, hello Liliana, who are you?
Hello.
And welcome.
Hi, I'm Katie, and I'm playing Liliana tonight, who is a drow cleric, but blessed with some sort of albino features.
Yes, and the dice are telling a
Not my
beautiful
friends.
story of Liliana. Then we move to Digland.
Hello, I'm Robert. I play Digland, my divination wizard.
Excellent stuff. And hopefully you are feeling fully better now after
Yes.
A week off last session. Welcome back. It's great to have you back on board. Then we have Mercurius.
Hello, my name's Andrew. Primate on the Discord and in the Twitch. I'm playing Mercurius, the Fire Genasi Paladin.
Excellent. Then we have Strook. Or Strook.
Hello, I'm James, and I will be playing Strook Shadowclaw.
Excellent. Last but not least, we have Skig.
Hello, I'm Michael the Grey on Twitch and other stuff, and I'm playing Skig, who's a little teenage drow warlock.
Very, very interesting to see the the differences that we have here. I'm really looking forward to this. So Shadowless. Shadowless is the Untold Chronicles version of the Underdark, called Shadowless because there are no shadows down there really. Mixes up a bit, makes it different. Things are happening in the Underdark. Entire drow cities have been mobilized. At first, our protagonists here thought there was going to be an invasion of the surface as they marched forth to a border town called Haggle. But picking up rumours, they saw that no, they were getting ready to siege the Underdark to stop something from the surface coming down. Armed with this information, they decided to head to a dwarven settlement to try and find some kind of refuge there, not knowing what on earth was attempting to come through, but whatever it was, whatever had mobilized the drow into such numbers and potentially scared, maybe for the very first time, Loth, Queen of the Spiders, Demon Queen of the Spiders, must be truly horrific. So, seeking a sanctuary, they headed towards the dwarven settlement. There they met Liliana, an albino drow, who created an accord, a bargain with them that she could get them into the settlement if they helped her with a little task that she needed to do. A little bit of tomb robbing. A drow by the name of Black Rose, who was exiled. Not given the full details, she led them down into the tomb, and this is where we find them now. They've just battled their way past a contingent of Darrow, some crazy sort of shadowless race created by the Illithid, and warned by the leader of the Darrow there that there was a terrible crypt spider ahead, powerful enough to stop the Darrow pushing forward into the tomb themselves. They steadied themselves and they entered combat with it, and this is where we find them now. So without further ado, let us open up the map. I don't believe, Digland, you were on the map because of last time.
Yeah,
So
that's what I assumed.
I've put you into combat tracker now, so you can roll your initiative. We'll get you into the combat and put your thing on. So yeah, so you've got 10 there, and we'll pop you there on those stairs. We have now got the new line of sight. One of the advantages of Shadowless is, technically speaking, most of you probably have dark vision one way or the other. So you should see things in shades of grey. If you want to see things in colour, you have to have a light source now. So there was a zombie in this chamber. You'd managed to defeat the zombie, but as you did, it exploded into a swarm of spiders, which is now swarming all over Liliana. Also, the crypt spider itself had emerged from the north, which you can just about see through the shadows. So, at the top of the combat is Strook. So, over to you. Let us do this.
Sure. First thing is, please could I see the map?
Yes, please.
Well, I mean, I suppose that is only fair.
Theatre of the
you
mind
kindly.
script.
Just as a little tip, though, Fancy Grounds tip for you in chat as well as you playing. If you open up your character sheet and you see you've got two pictures of your character, the right hand one, if you scan across that, it says token. If you actually double click that, it will show you where your token is within the game, revealing the map that it is currently on. Fancy
Cool.
grounds tip. You can, though, just ask your lovely beloved GM just to reshare the map because he's incompetent.
Definitely not incompetent.
Good save.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. So hopefully you can see the map now, and hopefully you can do something about these spiders that are crawling all over Liliana.
Now, in terms of attacking that spider,
Mhm.
obviously there's a pillar in the way, but it's not like. Does that give me any kind of?
Yeah, I
or-
mean, I'm going to say it gives it a degree of cover currently. I wouldn't say, the full cover or even half cover, but I will bump its armor class up by 2.
All right. Well, Struck is going to use his bonus action for steady aim.
Oh, chancing that your
Okay.
companions are not going to flee, leaving you unable to move.
Indeed. And then he's going to fling an arrow at that spider.
Okay, so if you look down where the ADV, the advantage and disadvantage buttons are, you've got a +2 and a -2 button.
All right. Yep.
If you hit the -2, that is the penalty you've got to hitting this thing, but you do have advantage due to your very cool steady aim. Unfortunately, it is a miss. Taking the chance. Okay, you can't move because of your steady aim. Anything else you wanted to do?
No, he will just swear under his breath in Undercommon.
Okay. Then we move to Skig.
Yeah. Well, having retrieved his hex from the brain of our mate by hitting him inefficiently on the head, Skig is going to use a bonus action and bring the doom of the cold and fathomless deep upon the swarm of insects.
Sounds impressive.
Don't know how much they'll notice that, but then he will try and fire a bolt of force at them
Yeah,
using his Eldritch Blast.
absolutely. And just to answer Charlie, hello Charlie, thanks for joining us. Half cover is +2 to armor class right, which is also the equivalent of -2 to hit. So we did it the other way around, but you are indeed correct, Charlie. You'll go. Yes, do this thing, these words. That looks good to me. And it's a 21. Let us just, because this is Untold Chronicles, and for some reason, I'm afraid their armor class is 12, so you were only 1 point off a critical hit, but it's most definitely a hit anyway.
That's cool.
It is cool.
So he'll roll his damage.
There we go. So heavily damaging the spiders now, and that's important because mechanically speaking, I feel like I'm telling people how to play D&D tonight, which is unusual. Once they have taken half their damage, their damage output itself is also reduced, going from 4d4 piercing, because there's lots of spiders, down to 2d4 piercing. So that is an important move for the moment. Anything else you'd like to do, Skig?
No, that is it. They will have the hexes on if they decide to do any strength ability things.
Yeah. If they do, it's going to be terrible, because a swarm of little spiders is not the strongest of things. Then we move to Mercurius.
Well, Mercurius is going to push forward and try and deal with the remaining spiders that tried to eat Liliana.
Okay.
Nope. This one.
You hit.
But not very hard.
No, and a little bit resistant to it as well, as you kind of trying to hit all of the little spiders. Okay. Anything else you want to do?
No.
Okay. Digland.
Yeah. I don't think I can really hurt the little ones without harming you. This thing, the big one's already noticed us, right?
Oh, yes. I mean, you've been making quite a lot of noise in this combat.
I will, just in case it's got any other little friends over there, I'm going to throw an ice knife in its direction.
Okay, so same. You've got -2 to hit it because of the kind of cover it's got.
All right, so I had that on my end, yeah?
Yeah, if you look where the ADV and DIS button is, you've got the two cover buttons. One's
Yeah.
for half cover, the 2s, and the other one's for 3/4 cover, the 5s. You hit though. Boom. Very nice. And it becomes wounded. Very good. And yeah, dexterity save, and it takes half damage on that if it succeeds. Just kind of confused there what has happened. Because the crypt spider, it succeeds on a 23, and it seems that
Does not list as half damage in the spell description.
So what happens when it succeeds on his save?
On the dex, I don't think it takes anything, but anything within 5 feet of that spider would also take that 9.
Okay.
If there is anything else over there.
No, there isn't, but it just seems that Fancy Grounds has done 9 points of damage to it for some reason, even though it's saved.
Yeah, it's not in the spell description for half, so.
Okay. So I'll correct that then, because it wouldn't have taken any damage if it succeeds on its dexterity save. I am reading that right, aren't I?
Well, there are 2 halves to that spell. That the target takes some damage, and then you get the dex save.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
1d10
Oh, sorry, I missed
hit.
the thing at the top. Sorry.
Yeah. It's been hit.
Right.
It's taken 1 point of damage from the ice knife.
Sorry.
Then it looks like it's saved. I'm just curious why. And this isn't down to you. I'm just curious why Fancy Grounds decided that because it's saved, it'll take the extra damage. Okay, no worries. And it is then the crypt spiders go. Boom, 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 boom. The crypt spider is going to sort of, and it's large. Now, what is also very cool here, I don't know whether you as players can see, but certainly people in chat, if you want to zoom in and look at the beautiful picture of the spider, the thing that I'm really pointing out is this blue sort of aura around it. And that is the new effects as well. That shows that it's basically got 10-foot blind fighting. 10 foot blind fighting, blind sight, which is very cool as an extra feature to remind the GM that it doesn't matter whether it can see or not in the dark. Then I think it doesn't really want to get in there at the moment. It is going to randomly, doesn't know which one, so I'm going to roll this. 1, 2, 3, it'll be Liliana. 4, 5, 6. Yeah, he's going to target you, and it is going to send out its web to you, hitting you. You get covered in this horrible, sticky mess, and it restrains you. unless you've got anything that can stop that.
It
I
looks like
have
you've
not.
targeted Mercurius.
Yes, that's what I did.
All right.
Because
Okay.
I rolled a 4 on the dice.
Yeah.
1 to 3 was Liliana, 4, 5, and 6 was Mercurius.
I have no way of preventing that.
Okay, so you are now currently restrained. Boom, 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 boom.
What's the end condition for it?
That is a good question. You are restrained by webbing. As an action, the restrained creature can make a DC 13 strength check escaping from the webbing on a success. The
Okay.
effect also ends if the webbing is destroyed. The webbing has an armor class of 10, 5 hit points, vulnerability to fire damage, and immunity to bludgeoning, poison, and psychic damage. So a little bit of extra thing there for webbing. Normally they don't have that, but you can actually cut your way out or smash your way out if need be. But that's all that does at the moment, sort of slowing you down. And then we move to Liliana. All the spiders are all over you. Tickle, 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 tickle.
Self-preservation comes in, and I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Okay. Interesting.
Oh no, not to the swarm of spiders.
Okay, I can correct that, so I'll add the extra damage back to the spiders. Now,
I knew you were with Lolf.
yes. Self-preservation. I'll heal the spiders.
You were right all along, Skig.
Okay, I'm going to be super generous here, and I'm going to let you re-roll. I'm going to let you target yourself.
Okay.
I'll put those two hit points back.
Yep.
So practice targeting yourself, and I'm going to let you roll that. You do the heal again.
Thanks.
If you get a 1, I'll make it a 2. There you go. So woo, you have healed yourself. Because I know what's going to happen next. The storm spiders are going to attack you and take it away from you anyway. But as stated before, the damage output is definitely reduced now. Let's see whether it can hit you. It does miss you as they try and get into your sort of clerical sort of armor, and they fail. And we get back to the top. Struck.
Okay, Struck is going to try something else. He's going to try an insightful fighting check.
All right. It sounds very much like you're just making these words up now, but
Yeah.
I'll trust you.
As a bonus action, you can make an insight check against a creature that isn't incapacitated, contested by the target's deception check. If you succeed, you can use your sneak attack against that target, even if you don't have advantage on the attack roll.
Wow, this is very cool. And I think this is your. Is it the inquisitive skill, which is very cool. Yeah. So you kind of, I guess, begin to stare at the spider, and the multifaceted eyes of the spider stare back as there is this kind of strange Mexican standoff. You've rolled a 5, and let us see. I mean, the crypt spider. I mean, its charisma is not brilliant, I have to say, but it might be equal or as good as some of you players. And it gets +1 to deception. And it was a deception.
Yeah. You have to beat 5.
Wow, look at that.
Oh, wow.
Look at that. I crit failed as well. I mean, technically
Amazing.
speaking, though, I'm going to give you narrative agency on here because we are using critical fails. Sort of like if you roll a 1, it is a critical fail. But as both have critically failed, what happens as this? Do you both fall deeply in love, staring into each other's eyes? I'm open to suggestions. I'm not trying to make you critical fail here because it critically failed as well at the same time. But tell me a story.
No, I'd like to imagine that Struck is kind of frustrated by his last attack, and then he's kind of trying to focus, but he's never really fought a spider before, and then he just gets really annoyed at himself, and then just gets lucky.
Okay. So, so you can. This is just something that happens. Does it take a bonus action to do this insightful?
So yeah, that's my bonus action,
Yeah.
and then it lasts for the next minute or until I use it against a different target.
Awesome.
And I can use my sneak attack as long as I don't have disadvantage on it
Yeah.
on the attack.
Okay. So give me an attack roll then. You now have
Okay.
advantage against this spider. I mean, the spider, I think, has fallen in love with you. What it wants is to bind you up, swaddle you in webbing, and inseminate you with its eggs.
Lovely. Just to clarify, it doesn't give me advantage on the attack.
Just sneak
It just
attack.
means I can use sneak attack even though I haven't got advantage.
Okay, that sounds good to me. You hit it, so you take that sneak attack away. Go for it.
And then I think I'm up to 2d6 now.
Yeah, third level. Look at that. Or 12 points of damage. Yeah, it hurts it, but it kind of likes it, really. It's not quite sure. Mixed feelings, having looked deep into your eyes. It definitely wants to use you to put its eggs in.
And seeing that look, Struck's just
Yeah, mate,
See,
I think you've pulled.
this is how you intimidate characters. None of the nonsense of rolling dice. You tell them the thing wants to lay eggs in you. Okay, Skig.
Mate, I think she likes you.
Yeah, there's this kind of the little sort of mandibles are sort of twitching.
Yeah, she likes me with another couple of arrows in her.
All right, are you all right if I introduce her to Lefty?
Be my guest.
I don't want to put pressure on you or nothing. I mean, it'll mean nothing to him. So to start off with, Skig will Eldritch Blast the swarm of insects.
Okay.
Hopefully clicking on the right button this time.
Yeah, critical fail means that you might accidentally hit Liliana.
I'm willing to take that.
Yeah, I mean, fortunately, you hit.
Duck.
Nice. Yeah, and you just blow up the remaining spiders, scattering the few left, and they scurry away into the cracks of this thing, and the swarm of spiders is now no more.
No worries. And so as a bonus action, a ripple will appear near to the spider, say the top sort of right hand bit next to the spider, because that's within 60 foot. And Lefty, the dashing tentacle of the Fathomless, will appear and try and slap her.
Okay. What colour is the tentacle?
It's blue. It's a lovely blue. Oh, that's nice. That's not found in nature. That's nice and Eldritch.
Okay, so this tentacle sort of.
So, although I've targeted, it's just how we got Lefty to work this time.
Yeah.
So let's have a go with an attack. Go Lefty. Our Lefty is also allured by her and just cannot bring himself.
Yeah, sort of waves around and gesticulating to the crypt spider. Is that your ghost Gig?
Yeah, I'll just turn to Struck and say, I see what you mean. It's clearly done something to Lefty too.
Mercurius, you see all of this nonsense going on around you as you too are sort of like swaddled in this sticky web-like substance.
Horrible webs, yeah. I'm going to draw on the inner flame of my Fire Genasi heritage and the great furnaces of Vulcan and exude fire Mechanically, I am casting Produce Flame on myself.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
You're going to sweat lava. I mean, that
Yeah.
how hardcore is that?
Yeah.
Okay, so produce flame, and you're just going to burn it, aren't you?
Yeah, I could not roll enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
technically a flat roll because I'm within 5 foot of the target, but I'm also restrained.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm going to give it to you. I mean, just fundamentally that this thing is vulnerable to fire. You know, you produce the flame, you can't not burn it. And I think cinematically, you just kind of exuding flame and just burn this web off you is impressive. Okay, so an action to do that, I guess.
yes.
Anything else you want to do?
I will move forward to here.
Okay. Then we move to Digland.
Yeah, I will throw a firebolt towards this spider.
Mm. Okay. You weren't targeting, but its armor class is actually 15, so that does hit.
Another one.
Yeah, just like
Well,
burn it a little bit. Anything else you want to do?
good.
Okay. Now this is where things get pretty strange. That is its recharge to see whether it recharges its web. You'll be pleased to know. The thing just basically sort of climbs up to the ceiling and begins to run across the ceiling. So that is 5, 10 up to the ceiling, which is probably about 15 foot up. So that is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Oops, 55, 60. So it's right above you now, Struck, as it's just ran straight across up and out of the way of you. If your tentacle does have reactions, I'm more than happy for it to have an attack of opportunity, but I don't know whether it does.
No, I think it's more like a spell effect
Yeah.
because equally it doesn't have hit points or anything. It just
Yeah.
pops up and hits.
Okay, no worries.
Is it, as it crawls across the ceiling, would it be in range of Mercurius and Liliana?
No, it's climbed up 15 feet and just scuttled. The way spiders do, they seem to can change the size of themselves as it just rapidly scuttles across. It's definitely coming for you, but it's double moved. That is a positive thing, I think. Then we move to Liliana.
I'll take the target off myself and will also wince slightly with Mercurius kind of setting himself alight, and the light that I assume comes off of him.
Yeah, both light and heat. Very unpleasant. Very rude.
Ow. And then we'll target the crypt spider and juggle my crossbow. Because I got a bit of inspiration last week because I made a quip about turning undead.
Yeah.
Do I just roll the attack and then add a d8
Yeah,
to it?
you don't need to use your inspiration until after you've made the roll, so
Okay.
you can make the roll.
See how badly I do, and then
Yeah.
add a d8. Cool.
With the way that you roll dice, I might as well roll it now.
Hey. We'll see how this goes.
Yeah. So you're targeting the spider very nicely. Give us an attack roll.
That would be a 2. Can I roll my d8?
It's. I mean, the good news is that it's not actually.
Oh.
It's not actually. come up on my thing as if you rolled a dice. Did you go to your character sheet and click on the attack?
Yeah.
I think you might have been rolling something else.
So I go to weapons.
You've got.
Did you drop it into the dice tray?
Oh,
If
no.
you just well, I mean, I'm assuming. I have no idea what you rolled. I can't even imagine it was a 2.
There we go.
It's
still a miss.
Okay, it's still a miss, but technically speaking, you have that inspiration now. Yeah, and that makes it a 21. So that is actually a hit. So you can hit that at 1d4, 1d8 plus 4 damage button. Boom. It is now heavily damaged as you shoot it.
Just dripping ichor onto.
Yeah, it's now just kind of raining down, and it's kind of chittering, kind of almost getting ready to descend on a web, ready to snatch him up, take him away, give him a big cuddle. And then we move to Struck. You've made a friend.
Yeah. He is slightly wide-eyed at the moment. So this thing is probably about, what, 10 feet away from me?
Yeah, I mean, with your size and its size, it's 15 foot up. So we'll say it's about 10 feet. So you're still fine with range. You're not in melee at the moment.
Okay.
I mean, it might have reach.
Well, I'm gonna.
Are you going to chance it?
I'm gonna chance it.
Okay,
5,
it hasn't
10,
got reach, but
15,
I thought I'd try
20,
it.
25, 30. So he kind of legs it into here, and then he's gonna let an attack go. And that is a natural 1.
And have you got Hap? Do you not want to do a? It's Untold Chronicles critical misses mean that bad things happen.
I mean, I don't think I've ever actually spent any of my haps, but I like the narrative thing of this. Of he's panicking and he's just like flung an arrow over his shoulder, basically. So yeah, whatever happens.
Okay. Okay. So you shoot, you miss. It turns and looks at you. I will use that critical miss in a minute when it comes to its turn if it's still alive. Skig.
Oh, but sorry. I was going to use my bonus action, cunning action, and 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Yeah. Absolutely. Because running further away from the rest of your party into the dark is a good option. Perfect. Skig, you'll go.
Struck, mate, be gone. Right. No, I can see your plan. You're trying to lead it away from me. I see that as he looks up. Blimey. Bonus action. We'll move the hex onto the big spider thing.
Yeah.
We'll then target said big spider thing.
Yep.
And nervously hit it with an Eldritch Blast. Or not. I think we're on the or not.
Yeah. Misses. Anything else you want to do?
Are you going to be all right, Digland?
I'm okay. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm okay.
He will move 30 foot away, having checked politely with his companion. He can handle this, right? Yeah. 10. Sorry, mate, can't eat you now. I asked you, and you seem confident, so I'm off.
Okay, and then we move.
Turns around to actually notice the spiders there.
Oh, what are you talking about? Oh dear, as it's just looking down upon you. Mercurius, you are no longer restrained. Let me remove that from you. There we go.
I'm just going to slowly walk to like here.
Yeah.
Yes, I guess then I'll try and hit the crypt spider with produce flame.
Okay, so summon some more flame and throw it.
Actually got a ranged attack, unlike most paladins.
Yeah, paladins is like, oh god, can't reach it.
That's a serious miss there.
Yeah. It's not critical miss though, so you throw it.
It's waves, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that your go?
Yes.
Digland.
Yeah. I will Thunderwave it.
Yeah, I mean, it's 15 foot up, so you do a 15-foot cube in front of you, thunder wave. I mean, it is going to make a lot of noise, but you will strike it with thunder wave with the spell. You catch it within the area of effect, no problem.
We have been really stealthy up to now.
Super
Okay, I mean, the good news is that is a critical fail for it. That's the good news for all of you, because this does mean that... Oh, wait there. Are you giving me that hap, Brooks? Because I've just critically failed on a saving throw. I'll just wait for see if Brooks is being serious there. Okay. Do you want to roll that again for me, please?
Right.
Wow.
So it still fails, but it's not a critical fail. So yeah, do the damage, and it will be pushed away. So very nice. Still good, heavily damaging it, and pushed away. Is it 10 feet?
10 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I will back up.
Okay. Yeah, that was nasty. That critical fail, especially with 2d8, could have killed it. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. This thing is intelligent, and you have just come. Yeah, it's not happy at the moment. It's gonna 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Boom, 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 boom. It's going to disappear into there. Okay, that's his go. And then we move to Liliana.
It's gone. Do we want to follow it or leave it?
I think it would be a good idea to make sure it doesn't eat Dr. Delirium.
I mean, would it be the end of the world? Or if I go down this corridor, you are going to follow me, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, it's going to eat Dr. Delirium. I'm going to go and
Where
move
was
over.
Dr. Delirium, by the way? Can anybody remember
We
where you...
tucked him in a corner.
It
like,
was
out the previous room.
I think he was in like there.
Yeah, I have a
Yeah.
feeling I'll stick him in there. I don't think you moved him forward. I think yeah. Okay. So you did see the spider head off to the north rather than the south, but just so you're aware, basically.
Yes.
Cat and mouse with a giant spider.
No, Lil thinks it's gone. She's going to carry on. So I'll move 5, 10, 15 to there.
Okay, yeah. So you move into the chamber. Very good. Obviously, within this chamber, you can see there's a set of stairs going to the north. You can't see, because of the angle of the stairs, you can't see into that chamber. It's obviously dark, and that's where the spider came from. You can also see that there is a doorway here and a doorway here as you sort of move into this chamber. That is your go. Then we move to the top of the round and Struck.
Okay, so seems like no one's that fussed about chasing it. So
It might be preparing like dinner for two.
yeah, quite possibly. So I can see there's a door behind me.
Yep.
And then you said so 5, 10, 15, and then I can see the stairs to the north. What's
Yep.
to the south?
There's another door basically that's closed at the moment.
Right. Okay. So it's going to have 5, 15, 20, 25.
Okay, let me reveal the stairs. You can see that there's a chamber. It's a large chamber, and as soon as you get to the top of the stairs, you see that it is caked in webbing, and there's various kind of cocooned husks within there. You can give me a perception roll for free. It doesn't take your action or anything else if you want.
Yeah, definitely.
DC's slightly higher because using dark vision rather than light source at the moment.
Okay.
But give us a roll. As I say, it's for free.
Oh, sorry, I was just clicking the wrong thing. I do have something called Eye for Detail.
Ooh.
But that's I can use a bonus action to make a perception check to spot a hidden creature or object, or to make an investigation check to uncover or decipher clues. But I don't think that's...
It's not appropriate for this for the
No,
moment.
No,
Boom, 10.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, you can kind of make out in your grayscale dark vision that there's definitely husks kind of cocooned up. Most of them now have had all of their juices sucked out. But you can see amongst those husks, there does seem to be bits of armor and weapons and stuff. It doesn't look like the crypt spider has bothered with any kind of valuables these things might have had upon them. They've just bound them up and used them as a little suppy cup.
Okay. Does it seem like are we able, would I be able to move through the room?
It would be difficult, and if there are other spiders in here, you would be triggering their web senses.
Okay. And is it pretty much covering like the whole room?
Yeah, this thing is just filled with webbing. It's easy enough to either cut your way through or burn, though. It's just slow progress, basically.
Yeah.
But
So,
it can be cleared if need be.
okay. So Struck will basically take out his rapier and just like slash across a bunch of the webs, and then just take a step back.
Okay, and it's a bit like cotton candy or candy floss as you kind of start hitting it. It doesn't kind of stick. Your rapier doesn't stick to it, but it starts getting gummed up with more and more of this white stuff, and it's easy enough to sort of scrape off. But I quite like the imagery of you having your rapier at the moment and just like covered as a web candy floss. But you can sort of mix it up, and you certainly created vibrations amongst the web, and you wait and you watch, and either things are not interested or there's nothing in there that you can't see any extra movement.
Okay, and then he'll shout across. Mercurius, might need some fire in here.
Okay. I'm going to go through an entire another round to see if anybody's going to chase down the crypt spider for the moment, and then we'll come out of initiative if not. So, Skig, anything you would like to do?
So Skig will move across a bit so he can look down that
Hmm.
to that room.
Yeah.
Hey, Struck, do you need a path cleared in there?
Yeah.
Go to it, Lefty. And Lefty will move forward or will disappear and appear sort of 10 foot away from the nearest clearest space. And then, because it's got a 10-foot reach, it'll make an attack. So if you imagine it moves forward maybe, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 feet, and then makes a 10-foot attack backwards towards us to try and get it to clear some space.
So it's a strimmer now as well.
Yeah, basically it's a strimmer.
Okay. I quite like the thing that if Struck's sword was getting kind of it's not really restraining you, but it's just it in itself is sort of getting bigger and bigger as the webbing is kind of binding around it.
It is going to end up like a candy floss stick,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
A big eldritch candy floss.
And it's
In a
making
hat.
it's making a lot of movement and whatever, and again doesn't seem to be drawing any attention to it. So you think that maybe this chamber is maybe empty.
You were saying before, is there a decent light source in there, or are we going purely by dark vision?
Yeah, you're going by dark vision. It's grayscale, so you can't really pick out any kind of real details.
In which case, he will cast. I can't see the range of it. He'll cast dancing lights into there as his drowse spell.
No, this is yeah.
Into an area in there just to give a bit of light.
Okay, so just remind me, dancing lights. I know it's quite complex. It's a number of
Little
balls of light, and are they?
So it's range 120 feet. The hex will go, but I doubt I was getting that hex back.
Mhm.
I was going to ask someone to go after it and ask it whether I could have my hex back. So it's 4 torch-sized lights within the 120 foot.
Okay.
So they'd be glowing orbs that hover in the air for the duration.
And what is their radius?
So each orb has a dim light in a 10-foot radius.
Okay, I'm going to be a little bit generous, and I'm going to do something. I'm tempting to do something interesting here. Boom, 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 boom. So I need to do that. This is what happens when. What colour did you want the light?
Let's go for that nice cyan eldritch colour that Lefty is, just to
Okay.
complement him.
So let's do that. Sorry about this. I'm still learning. That has just reset it. Everybody's waiting in anticipation as I live do this. Where would you be? I think I might just. How many do you get?
4, I'm afraid.
That's okay. I don't know whether you can see see that now.
It's like a little
Oh
flickering.
yeah.
It's quite cute.
And I'm just wondering whether the color change actually works. Okay, so if I, oops, I've stuck a light on top of you now. Let's do that. There we go. So yeah, you can you've got that in there now. Don't know what's going on with that. Go away. There you go. So you put some light in there now.
Cool.
These little, and I should be able to move them around for you. Look at that. Ooh. Okay. I'm not sure whether that was actually worth the 5 minutes waiting for it, but it's done now. Okay, so yeah, so you've got some light that is in there.
And that'll be it. It'll just move up to there, and that will be it.
Perfect.
Cheers.
You've got your little dancing lights that are dancing there. Look at that. Ooh. Okay, I'm going to go across to that and lock that down again. Okay, then we move to Mercurius.
Mercurius is going to look down the corridor for a couple of seconds.
Yep.
Straight down there.
Okay.
And then turn and head back. He's going to head this way. So to there and then to there.
Perfect.
Gives a long look at Liliana as he goes by. And then we'll move to...
Does Liliana want to do an insight roll to see what that... Because I want to know what the long look was for.
Yeah. It's all right. You're probably not gonna. You probably.
You probably don't want
really
to
well,
actually
'cause-
know, but
Well, I'll have a look and see.
okay. So
Just a straight 13. I've got no additional
good.
things.
What was the meaning behind the look?
So this place is a temple to aberrations.
Yep.
And I do not brook people that work with them. And it's just the whole idea of the fact that I've just had to, in a sense, leave a being to die because of their association with aberrations, or which is the Darrow.
Yeah.
And Liliana's the one that's dragged us in here.
Right.
That's what that was about.
That was a
That's
good
fair
13. You got a whole monologue
Gotta
there.
read.
Yeah, that was very good.
I don't know how much. Sorry, yeah, I don't know. That was my justification anyway. I don't know how much you would have got out of that.
No, I'm
just general annoyance.
Yeah, I'm messing about, but yeah, it's quite funny. Again, cinematically, you look at her, and then there's the whole of this revelation that Liliana gets.
Yeah, I should be better with that, especially because you can't see my face.
Yeah.
And then I move to there. That's my action.
Okay. Look at this, and you can see these little dancing lights dancing around, which I'm very impressed that I managed to do. Digland.
I guess I will follow the group.
Yep. You mean you don't want to go spider hunting by yourself?
That's how you met me.
Sorry I'm late to the party, by the way. I was kind of playing with my rope and fell in a hole. It seemed quite useful, though. It was quite nice in there. I did take a quick sleep. It was nice.
It's just beautiful, just the random conversation.
Struck looks at Skig and says, I hope that's not a euphemism.
I don't know what he meant, mate. I really don't know. Just smile. He sort of grins in a scared way.
And then finally in the round we go to Liliana.
Receiving sort of a literal hot look from Mercurius. I'm like, well, if you'd have gone, I'd have gone and got him, and we'll just walk into up towards where the weird tentacle covered in sticky.
Yeah,
it's
it's now kind of forming into sort of the Stay Puft Doman sort of thing. It's just like all this webbing is getting added to it as it's kind of flailing around. The nice Scion lights, which not currently Scion, don't know why, but I want them to be Scion. They should be Scion. Still not Scion. There.
You put on top of Struck was
Sorry, say that again.
the one that you put on top of Struck was on my screen.
Yeah. I don't know. But they are lighting this room up now quite nicely, and they can be sort of moved around, and you can see that there is items of potential value amongst all of this. It's going to take a while to sort of clear it out, but you might be able to uncover some sort of wealth from within here. That the spider is just oblivious to.
Is there anything? Can I? Is there anything that catches my eye? Sorry.
Well, yeah. I mean, you begin to sort of look around. We are now out of initiative. I'm assuming, Lilian, there's nothing else that you're going to do. You weren't going to sort of chase that down. So we'll close combat tracker down now. Oh, look. So we've got some blue light and some non-blue light. We're getting there. Right. So yeah, you can kind of, as you kind of do this, there's it's going to take a concerted effort, and I mean, you are now getting covered, Liliana and Struck.
Yeah.
You basically, it's like some soft play area as you both run in and start, woo, this is fun. No, you don't think there's any kind of real danger. But there is a substantial amount of worth here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it into the party sheet. I think this is the first proper. No, you found some of the things before, didn't you? So you gather together 90 gold pieces, 1,400 silver pieces, 2,500 copper pieces. There's a whole array of different precious stones, a couple of potions, and a scroll. As you if you have a look at the party sheet, you can see everything that is there.
Liliana,
Well, I might as well put that. Sorry, go ahead.
Is this a tomb that we should be robbing?
I mean, as far as any other tombs, possibly not. Would I know?
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly what you've come here for, is
Yeah.
to kind of still. None of these items look like the item that you are particularly after, but yeah, it's quite nice, really.
And it's a nice little bonus. Could go down well in Splinterstone.
I mean, they're all dead, mate. They won't care.
Well, I might as well put that pearl you kindly bought me to use and see what some of these things are.
Yeah.
I'll kind of go sit on the lid of the nearest tomb and try and identify a few of the things.
Very nice. Okay. So, as you do that, you have basically there's a number of gems which you don't think are particularly magical, although they do have quite a lot of worth. The items that you presume to be magical are the 2 potions and the scroll. So, what do you wish to start with?
Well, it's going to take me about half an hour. It looks like there's 3 things here that's probably magical. Do you want to do this? You want to do this now? Yeah.
Yeah, might as well take a short rest potentially.
Yeah, we can keep an eye out.
Okay, so
And Skig will move some light, so he's got plenty of light for his identification.
very good. I appreciate you saying you're going to move the light.
Yeah, all of them around him. Disco. I'm sure that won't distract him.
Struck will say to Ski, can you get one of your lights out in the middle of that room where the spider was?
Yeah, I'll have to do a little chain because they got to stay quite close to each other. So hang on,
Even better.
Yeah. Sorry, man. So they've got to be within 20 feet of each other.
Come and
So
play
they'll be-
lighting sim. They need to be 20 feet in front of each other.
Yeah, so if a chain goes from wherever the identification is taken, wherever Digland is, and there's a little chain leading out to allow there to be a light in the other chamber. If there's any spare lights to make up the chain, then they'll stay in here. But
Okay, so
I think that works. There's 3 going out, and
yeah,
that's cool.
so you kind of do this. So you can do this before, and I just need to work out how to delete all of these other ones that are at the top there that I've accidentally put in. But I'm not really worried. But that's, I mean, I think that's really cool. All of you have got dark vision. If you didn't have dark vision, all you would be able to see are these blobs of blue light. Yeah.
So Struck's basically just going to set himself up and just watch in case that spider comes back.
Oh,
Yeah.
missing her already.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can all have the benefits of a short rest. You are not disturbed, apart from you, unfortunately, Digland,
Yeah, that's okay.
who is spending all of their time identifying stuff. I think I've gave you it already anyway. The good news is that your spell works. The scroll is a scroll of Hail of Thorns. There is a potion of healing, and there is a potion of climbing, which I have identified for you. You are more than welcome to spend hit die as well.
No, the scroll is quite interesting, but I don't think I can use that one or learn that one.
Keep it. We can always sell it.
But we have a potion of healing and a potion of climbing.
Any takers?
I'll take the climbing one if no one else wants it.
I reckon Mercurius should have the healing one.
I don't need any extra healing.
Yeah, but if you fall down,
Seeing as we're
I might be
taking
able
the
to help.
hour, Andy,
Yeah,
there are also 2 potions in my inventory that never got identified.
yeah. You want to do those as well? We can do that. Boom.
Well,
I'll,
yeah, might as well.
Yeah, I'll accept that logic and take the healing potion then.
One of them is a potion of stone giant strength. Ooh. And the other one is a potion of superior healing. So those were definitely worth identifying. I have identified them in your character sheet, Digland.
Yeah, I will wander over to Mercurius and just kind of I think this one might be useful to you most of all, maybe.
What does it do?
You're very strong for a small amount of time.
Shrug and take it.
Good. I'm just going to do a short rest for the spider as well.
Out of character, that
Yeah.
scroll is probably a good one for Struck to have if he is able to use it. I don't quite like. Can anyone use a scroll, or do you have to?
No, it needs to be on your spell list.
Right. Okay. In that case, ignore me.
So if it's not on your spell list, you can't use the spell, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't have a spell list.
Wizard and druid, isn't it, for Hail of Thorns?
It will actually
Yeah,
tell
or
you.
ranger.
Not wizard, ranger and druid.
Ranger. Yeah.
The great thing is, who took the scroll?
Go get
Uh,
short order.
No,
I'm on the
It's-
party sheet, I think.
It's still in
Alright.
the party sheet. Yeah.
So if you click on the Dewberry Whatsit, the little brown button when you open it up, it says spell Hail of Thorns. When you click on that,
Yeah. It's just Ranger.
Ranger. All
Yeah.
information.
If you want me to carry on holding things that can be sold, I don't mind.
Sounds good.
Just get a nod.
Okay. So
Just out of interest, the where you've got two bloodstones, they're not anything like this. The thing we got for the Shadakaya, are they?
no.
Right. Just checking. I didn't think so, but
No. The description, the gemstone is opaque, dark grey with red flecks in it. It's a traditional bloodstone. It's well done for spotting and asking. Still worth 50 gold pieces each, though, which is a considerable amount.
nice.
Do you want me to share the money amongst all of you now?
Yeah.
I can just do it at the press of a
Yeah.
button. So I am going to ensure that you are all on the party sheet, because that would be awkward. So we have Digland, Liliana, Mercurius, Skig, and Struck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that should distribute that across all of you. I would prefer you to empty the party sheet, so whoever wants to drag the gems across, you can split them amongst yourselves or whatever. It clears it up for the next time.
I've just grabbed a couple of them.
That's fine.
And you are all level 3 now, aren't you? So let us upgrade your character sheet experience as well. This is amazing viewing for all our people in chat. As
Everyone loves admin.
yeah,
That's
the best part of it.
I love it. It's very good.
We're
So
like, don't chase the spider. No.
so the next is 2,700.
Yeah.
There we go.
Don't worry, the spider's just going to be spending. Anyway, let's not get into what the spider's doing.
I've just a question was raised: can monsters take short rests and spend hit dice? And the answer is yes.
Yeah, it's niche, but yeah.
It was raised because of things like familiars and like companions and stuff, and indeed they can. So when the players go to sleep, so do the monsters. I'm just doing this so that when I give you your experience for succeeding on what you have just done, it will set it to the right amount. So hopefully that is correct. That is looking good to me. And then I'm going to do the web heading counter to here, And I'm going to award you some experience. Everybody gets some extra experience there. You'll be pleased to know. Okay. Oops. And don't know what's going on there. Something's going on. Excellent. So you all get some experience as well. What would you like to do now?
Chamber
The
just
coffins in the room, Andy, are they all closed like they are on the map?
Yeah. There's none that are particularly sort of open. They look like they were quite possibly followers of the Black Rose. All sort of sealed down, pretty much looking as you can see on the map.
Okay, so this one that looks like it's taken some kind of damage from falling rocks.
Yeah.
Can I try and wedge out that broken bit of its lid with my pick?
Yeah, you're going to use your
Just
pick.
so I can get a view of what's inside.
Okay, so ka-junk. Again, it makes noise, but you cast Thunderwave an hour ago, so it doesn't really matter. I'm not going to make you actually make a roll for this. No strength athletics. You've got a mining pick. Taking a mining pick to sort of a stone damaged sarcophagus, there is the chipping away, and eventually it gives. And your dark vision doesn't really pick anything out, but you can move one of these or get one of these lights across and pour it in. And an unsettling sign. There is a skeleton in there of a humanoid. The body kind of looks normal, and you get to the head, and the head is of a twisted skull of an illithid. It's kind of elongated, and there are the sort of small holes where the tentacles would have been.
Well, that thing doesn't look normal.
Liliana just like runs kind of over to him. What have you done?
Well, this one had a bit of broken lid, so I thought I'd take a look.
Okay. I mean, there's okay. Yeah, sure. And
Well, it looks more like what Struck makes than what Skig makes than
Hi, sweetie.
than anything else. It looks, yeah.
yeah, the Black Rose had a bit of a thing for these guys, so how about we just leave them in peace, eh? Sort of, kind of head back towards the entrance.
Okay.
Leave them in peace.
Yeah. How big's the head, Andy? The skull.
The skull is what would be a medium humanoid. Looking at the skeleton, you think it quite possibly was an elvish skeleton. It's kind of quite fine, not very tall. You don't get many elves down here, so with it being elven, probably drow.
Yeah, you'll leave it. And head off with the rest.
Okay, so you head back down into this other chamber.
It's just the door.
As I say, apart from the way that you have just come from and the way that you entered this chamber, there's a door to the south and a door to the west.
Can I have a listen at the door to the south, Andy?
Yeah, give us a perception roll.
Would also encourage anyone else who's better than it than me also having a listen.
Struck will go and have a listen to the door to the west.
Okay. So Skig is silent. Same for you, Struck. Silent. No sounds whatsoever.
Yeah, seems quiet down that way.
Any preference?
Folder parchment shears.
What?
It's a game that I learned to make decisions.
Oh, does it hurt people?
No, not this one.
Oh, right. Skig seems genuinely surprised.
I got Boulder.
So I guess you choose parchment. Is that how the game works?
Yeah.
You win.
Roll a d6.
Oh, mate,
Yeah.
I got Boulder too.
Oh man. All right. Okay. Let's go.
I hope the people watching are enjoying this.
Yes.
Okay. You win, Skig.
Oh
Which
no,
way do you want to
Diglin
go?
pulled out something unnatural and beat
Yeah.
us both. What even is
It
that?
was a tentacle.
Yes.
Oh, I don't mind then.
Where do you want to go, Skig?
No,
No, Diglin,
I
what?
heard
He
this
pulled out
thing,
that thing.
that you always go left.
Yeah. Does it not depend on which way you're standing?
It very much
though?
depends. I'd like to think at that point all of you go in different directions because you're all looking into the centre.
There we go.
And
Forwards.
the brights are terrified of the shadowless. The surface dwellers are terrified of the minions of the underdark because you are so scary.
Yeah, look at our natural grace and predatory nature,
Grr.
but only on cloudy days.
Yes. So you've all got the different doors again. Strucker's gone that way. Mercurius.
Struck, come with Mercurius. He's really big, and you're all by yourself. Oh no, you're not.
Isn't this the left?
Sure.
Follow the walls. You follow the walls. You don't.
I mean, I personally
always
was
go
looking back to
west.
the entrance as left, but yeah, nah. I guess we're not going there.
You go around the
out of the
place.
end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you go around clockwise.
Yeah, you come out the entrance and you're walking
Anti-clockwise.
forward, and it's the first left.
Yes, exactly.
Just go through the bloody door.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. You open the door and there is.
It's not check or anything.
There is a room, a small chamber that is stripped bare.
Just failed a wisdom save.
Yes. There is nothing there. The door took a little bit of time to sort of open. Whatever was in here has long since just decayed, basically. A little bit of an anticlimax, I'm afraid, but
Next left, then.
Next left. It's nice to have a plan, isn't it?
yes.
If in doubt.
Have we got one?
Yep. Plan is open this door.
Okay.
I'll be honest, if there's nothing to hide here, I'm out of ideas.
We've got to go back and find Dr. Delirium. Make him up.
The left plan kind of works because if we had have always gone left, we would have come back to the room that we just looted. And you always get loot last. That's how these things work.
All right.
Remember that for next time.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's open the bloody door.
Yeah, everybody is waiting with bated breath for Mercurius.
I'm clicking the door and it's not opening.
Yeah.
Oh, you opened it and then closed it.
Oh, sorry, that's me.
There we are.
I think that was me as well. We're all...
Oh, there is a large chamber, very large, so large that even your dark vision does not encompass it all. There is a fallen pillar to one side and other pillars rise. As you begin to creep forward, That's because you keep walking into a pillar. You're
I
literally
Oh, there we
walking
go.
into a pillar. You push past everybody.
Yeah.
Get out my way.
How many attacks of opportunity was that, Andy?
You can see a plinth rising up at the edge of your dark vision, Mercurius. Struck runs forward to here and can see that there are 2 sarcophaguses to the west. And because he ran forward, I guess that wasn't really stealthing.
No, it was meant to be like he was going to creep forward and then kind of take cover behind this fallen pillar. But
So,
we weren't. I don't know if we were doing stuff in turn or.
no, I mean we're not in initiative. Would you have
Yeah.
crept forward?
Yeah, he's definitely keeping an eye out for. Well, I mean anything that might be spider-like.
Okay, yeah, they're all about. Give us a stealth roll then as you move into the center of the chamber.
Okay. And is there any kind of like webbing in the room?
Not that you can see, no.
Okay.
That's good. So you creep forward, keeping an eye around, looking at the ceiling. Ceiling is quite high in this chamber, about 30 foot up. You certainly, Liliana, know this is the burial chamber of the Black Rose. You can, at the edge of your dark vision, see these 2 magnificent sarcophagi. You can see that many of the statues that are to the side of them are of kind of aberrant creatures. And obviously that is a fallen pillar that you are hiding behind. Struk. This is the chamber. You are so close to the prize.
Will join Struck just behind.
Okay, are you trying to move forward sneakily?
Reasonably.
Give us a stealth roll. Yeah.
Dice in dice tray.
Yeah.
Are we meant to be hiding? Or what? Did you see something?
Okay, as you move forward, you kind of sort of kick a little bit of rubble and it scatters. And then comes to a stop. The problem is the noise continues as you hear stone still grating on stone, as you see the lids of the sarcophagi begin to move. And that is where we will leave it till next session. Very nice. Yeah, sorry, the 11 was not enough. Whatever lurks, and we're assuming Black Rose. But both lids begin to move in that Hammer House horror sort of style off. And I'm not going to tell you what you are facing until they reveal themselves at the start of the next session. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, everybody in chat. Thank you, players. Amazing, good fun for a Sunday night. It does make me laugh. This game. It's fantastic fun. For those of you who are free tomorrow, I know that some of you are actually playing in it. We will be doing a live stream from 10 o'clock in the morning to 4 o'clock as we return to Demontlu, one of the domains of Dread. So come and join us for that as we catch up with the family who has made a name for themselves now in that domain of Dread. I'm very excited to see how it all plays out for them. But in the meantime, if we don't see you then, hopefully I'll see you next week sometime. But whatever you do on your bank holiday, make sure it's a good one. Enjoy it, and I'll catch you all later. Bye bye for now.